Hi, welcome to Thursday night reading, writing, productivity sprints. As you can see, I'm joined by my lovely friend Ashlyn again tonight, and there'll be a couple of other authors popping on in a little while when they're ready. We've got Rosie Talbot, who's going to be joining us, and Alex Baggs as well, who I seem to always bring on with Ashlyn just because we have so much fun together, the three of us. So thanks again, Ashlyn, for joining me. I feel like you're becoming a regular feature as part of this sprint.
Yeah, thanks. No, I mean, I love the sprints, and I'm either here on camera or I'm in the comments anyway. It's really productive. So yeah,
I think it's particularly nice to have you on here with me because I feel like we're at a really similar position career-wise. Like we've both kind of got the first book or two under our belts, and we're just trying to write that next thing whilst also parenting and doing everything else that we need to do. So yeah, I feel a lot of kinship with you, Ashlyn.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really fun to be on, and we are both into the spooky stuff, which is great too.
Exactly. And I think it's funny, isn't it, how I'm sure we said this before, like on the internet, you seem to meet people who have actually genuinely got your very specific niche interests. Like you can find somebody that just fully understand where you're coming from and what you like. Whereas I think your friends from growing up, like they have bits, don't they, of like things in common with you, and they have history, but obviously we just have this like, yes, we love Buffy almost as much as life itself, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's it. Like when you're in school or when you're in college, you make friends with people who you're like, but it's more like the people that you're less dissimilar to sometimes, especially when you do have quite niche interests and you're, maybe a little bit less like other people anyway. Then you find the people on the internet and it's like, I knew there were other ones like me.
Yeah. Like they like Buffy, but you like Buffy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And let's get to the comments. There's a few familiar faces there as well. Hi, thank you for joining us. Hi, Sharon. I'm sure Sharon will be reading something spooky and excellent tonight. Oh, hello again. Extra hello. And hi, Charlie. Our lovely UKYA book box paper orange friend. If anybody needs UKYA books, Charlie is your person. And fancy recommendations. She did an excellent TikTok the other day because Shell and I were sort of saying how the only way to read fantasy for us is to make sure there's kind of handsome men and love interests in there. And Charlie was like, okay, I'm going to make a TikTok. And she can just produce recommendations at the drop of a hat. Like tell Charlie something very niche that you want and she will give you a very excellent book recommendation. Hey, Rekha, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I agree. Charlie's the UKYA Wikipedia, basically.
She's the expert with a particular like niche masters in fantasy as well. Hi, Kirsty. I did the exact same thing this week. Kirsty and I are like the same person. I went on Redbubble and you can pick like the different designs. So I ordered a Buffy one, a Scream one, and the Craft one. But I got halfway through, picked them all, and didn't do the actual buy bit at the end. So I thought I'd ordered them and then very nearly didn't. Oh, Alex is here. I'm going to add Alex. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Alex.
Everybody. Hi, I'm so sorry that I'm late. Please excuse my lateness.
I love how you blurred onto the screen just to show like that.
Action.
Hello. Hi. Oh, it's lovely to see you.
You too. Thank you for coming on as usual. I was just saying to Ashlyn how you two are kind of regular features and we're just kindred spirits, aren't we, of the spooky persuasion and frantically trying to write our next thing. So we just understand each other.
We make a good team.
Yeah, we do, definitely. Lots of comments scrolling up. I'm going to try and get through. Hi, Caroline. It is freezing here too, and I've been so disappointed. The Yorkshire snow has completely let us down. It snowed heavily and fiercely all day, and did it settle? Did it? No, it's just wet puddles on the floor. My toddler's there going, Mummy, I'm going to make a snowman. I'm like, no, we're not. We're going to make a snow puddle, if anything. So how's your snow situation, Ashlyn? Are you like surrounded by cozy wetness or not?
No, we had a few flakes yesterday, but it wasn't very well. It was exciting because our cats had never seen snow before, so they kept going out and then freaking out and wanting to either run away or like then getting brave and going out and trying to fight the snow. So that was fun. But yeah, aside from that, aside from a few flakes, we didn't get anything. Loads of sleet though, which is always
yeah. We had like pretty atmospheric sleet, but nothing else. Did you have anything exciting on the snow front, Alex, today?
Yeah, and I hate it.
Oh,
it turned into a snow globe. I know, I was so grumpy, and it has turned to sleet now. Mac was not happy. Mac the dog, when we went walking in it earlier, he was very grumpy, and he's still giving me dirty looks now. So what can you do?
Hi, it's
Hi,
Rosie.
Rosie.
Oh, hello.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone. We're comparing snow situations. Where do you stand on the snow front right now? We have pathetic drizzle in Yorkshire right now, so in South Yorkshire specifically. So how about you, where you are? Have you got anything exciting to show for the snowy day?
Sadly not. We had snow yesterday morning. Woke up to a blanket of lovely snow, but it settled on the grass, but then by midday it was melted. So we just had rain since. Lovely.
It looks like it's snowing from the sky, and yet it just falls into puddles on the ground where we are. So
Yeah.
And Alex has it and hates it. Do you want to borrow a toddler for a couple of days, Alex, until it goes away? Because I feel like he would be all over that. He'd clear your garden in seconds. Like, you'd have snowmen, you'd have snow dogs, probably some snow cats.
Yeah, send him to me. Send him to me. Mac would love that.
Can you imagine? Here's my toddler for a few days. Enjoy. I'd write so many words.
Rent a toddler.
He would clear your garden and mess up your house, and go back to his mummy at the end of it. Eat everything. Any chocolate or cheese, he would be all over it. Healthy things.
Perfect. Fill him full of sugar and give him a little shake and then give him back to you.
Yeah. That sounds familiar, actually. That's normally what people do when they have your kids, isn't it, Ashlyn? Like, you come back from babysitting and they're like, I want you, mummy.
And that's exactly what I was doing as well when I was the cool aunt. I was doing all that as well, because you're trying to win the kids over when they're not your own kids, and then you don't have to deal with all the cleanup.
There's no consequences. Like I have wonderful nephews, and my brother-in-law is always saying, well, the reason they like you so much is because you never say no to them. And I'm like, that's not my job. No. That's your job. My job is to just be the cool, fun aunt who's like, yeah, we can do the thing. I don't know how we're going to make it work. So yeah, they think I'm the best because I literally never say no to them. Why would I need to?
You and Alex are just like, I bet the cool, like the perfect aunties. Alex is like, look at my cool little vampires I've created. Here they are. And Rosie's like, with my cats. Like, how many toddlers can you fit in a pocket is the question, Rosie. Like, do you have a big enough pocket to fit Nathan?
I think that would probably be stretching them a bit too far.
I bet you'd have a good go. You'd get like a head or a knee in or something.
I can definitely fit a good half a toddler in, because if I put sticks at the bottom and they go fishing, they have to kind of like reach down to my knees, bless them, and they're not that.
Can we try it, Yalk, before he grows too big? See how much of a toddler we can get
in my skirt. Yeah.
I don't know if everyone Yalk is moving to November. Anybody who's not heard, so it's winter Yalk instead of sunny Yalk.
And it's 2 days now, isn't it? Not 3. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that'd be interesting, because I've been to every single Yalk and I'm determined I'm going to keep on going as long as I can. But this one will obviously be like a different place, different feel. So, I'm just going to go with the flow of it. It was fun last year being an author there, so I'm hoping I get to do that again this year. Let's see who else we've got in the comments. Oh, we've got more poorly people. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I've just given you a master's in. I was just saying before you came on, Rosie, that Charlie deserves a master's in fantasy knowledge because she does. Yeah. No, I mean, you're the same, Rosie. Like, if I say to either of you two, like, I feel like reading a vampire book with queer characters and like a list of 20 specific things. And you're like, okay, here it is. Like, you're just excellent. I don't know how you do it. I go, I think I read a book like that. It had a pink cover. It's somewhere up there. That's as good as I am. But you two are just like, you seem to have it on the tip of your tongues. Is that a bookseller thing as well, maybe? Like, as well as being a book lover, do you have that extra superpower of specificity in your recommendations?
I think being a bookseller probably helps, because it's like, but I think the best book selling questions are when people come in and they're like, so, and it's a quest, because they're like, oh, I saw this book and it was like 2 years ago and it might have been yellow, but it had this thing, and the best feeling in the world is when you're like, I know exactly what that book is, and they look at you like you're magic. Honestly, yes. They look at you like you're just this perfect repository of knowledge that you magically know, and it's the best feeling. It's not that common, but when it happens, it is magic.
Oh, that is awesome. I've quite often almost pretended to be a bookseller because I intervene in bad parent book choices. We're in the YA section and they're like, Mummy, I just trained into the adult section. I found this book. It's called True Blood. Can I have it? And I'm like, I'll just stop you there. Maybe you should look at Twilight or the Morganville vampires, not the sexy adult vampires. And I've done that several times. Like, I've saved these children who've wandered in with like their Pet Cemetery. Like, can I read this, Mummy? No, read a different book about pets, like Puppy Club. That's better. So yeah, I've like pretended to be a bookseller, but sadly not.
I always tell them they can read it, but here's the list of content warnings, and then they usually change their mind.
Yeah,
I had a mother coming in like looking for a list of books for her daughter, and there was quite a lot of Colleen Hoover on that list, and I was like, okay, just curious, how old is your daughter? She was 11, and I was like, okay, you are aware that these are adult books, right? Like, this is the kind of content that will be in these books. And she literally, I watched the color drain from her face, and I was like, and she said to me, she said, do you think I should stop her reading them? Do you think I should ban her from reading them? And I said, as soon as you ban something, that's all she's going to want to read. All of her friends at school are reading it, so she will be reading it.
At school reading
yeah,
it.
they are. Like, I was like, she'll get it from somebody else at school, and she'll just lie to you about reading it. I said, like, I don't have kids, so I honestly shouldn't be advising you, because I don't know what it's like to be a parent in that situation. But I would always be so cautious about outright saying to a kid, like, you can't read this. As soon as they hear the word can't, they just want to. So I just be like, you read it first. At least you know the content. You can then have a discussion about the content of these books. If she's going to read them anyway, you can try and steer her in other directions, but there's no guarantee. At least then you can warn her about content, and you can have those important discussions. Like, I read Lolita when I was, 12? Because it was on my parents' bookshelf. And actually, I don't regret reading at that age, but do I think it's suitable for all 12-year-olds? Absolutely not. Like, no way. Every reader's different. So
I suppose
I think about communication with those.
Yeah. My mum did let me read. Yeah, my mum let me read pretty much anything, and I was reading Stephen King at that age. And Interview with the Vampire was my first vampire book. Probably not super appropriate. I read it on holiday one year. Had a really good time. Didn't understand a lot. But I liked the vampires, and they killed people and stuff. It was good fun. So yeah, I kind of get that. It's a difficult one, isn't it? And as a parent, I do think it's a choose your battles thing as well. Like, have you got a well-adjusted child who can cope with it and is going to understand some of it and discard the rest? You know, it depends a lot, doesn't it? Yes, I was just saying as well before you came on, Rosie, that I've been down a bit of a Redbubble rabbit hole ordering t-shirts like Buffy ones, and The Craft, and Kirsty and I are like the same person, because she's been doing that this week as well. Excellent. I need to do the same. Solidarity. I don't storyboard because I'm terrible at drawing, but I need to plot this book. I really do need to. Hi, Stephen. Excellent. That is exciting. And want to hear about the cross stitch, because I've been so bad with mine recently. Just, I don't know what she's yaying you for, Rosie. Maybe just your appearance. Yes. Yay.
Yay.
Rosie yays. So, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you mean the disappointing snow. It could have tried a little bit harder for us, I feel. Yeah, I do think that toddlers have the right idea. Things that taste yucky, they do not want to eat. Chocolate and cheese, they would eat all day. And, you know, as an adult, you only reluctantly eat broccoli, don't you? Because it's good for you. There's no other, like, merit.
I love broccoli. It's my favorite.
Can can you and Nathan sit down and have a talk about vegetables, and like you can be a genuine advocate for broccoli?
But I didn't like broccoli as a kid. I hated it, and now I love it. So you never know, he might end up liking it.
The books, you read the books and they say just keep presenting it, so I just keep patiently presenting the foods that he eats around. Sorry, I missed that. I think we're on the side. Was that you, Ashley, that just spoke then?
I don't know. I think everyone else has been glitching for me, so I assume I'm glitching for everyone else.
Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. I just heard a little voice, and I wasn't sure if it was you while I was talking. I think maybe there's a lot of internets here, isn't there, and lots of bad weather. So maybe between the bunch of us, we're just, hopefully you can follow what we're saying. Let us know if you're watching us and any of us don't look clear. You all look great to me, if that's any consolation. Hi, Han. Excellent. Oh, jealous. Gwen and Art Are Not in Love sounds so good. I've read like Scratch's other books and really enjoyed them. I have not booked my ticket yet, Han. You're very organised. I do need to. The second I saw it was announced, I was like, book it. Instantly forgot. Yes, I mean, it was different in the 70s, and obviously you turned out fine, Sharon, and carried on reading all your cool horror, and it didn't put you off. So I do think it depends. Yes, okay, I'm going to think of some for you. Oh, we've lost Rosie temporarily. Speaking of internet problems.
Oh.
temporarily vanished. I'm sure she'll pop back in a bit. Yeah, I mean, if that is your plan, as long as you don't distract us, Charlie, because we have important things to do. But yeah, feel free to throw loads of recommendations at us. Charlie wants to be distracted, so ask Charlie for recommendations and she will provide. Hello, Rosie, we lost you for a second.
Hi. I think, yeah, we've had loads of power cuts in this area today. So I may just disappear and not be able to come back, but hopefully I'll be all right for a bit.
Fingers crossed. We hope we can keep you. So let's find out what everybody is doing. I've written 33,000 words of Mina 3, I think, and I still need to plot out the rest of the book. I've worked really hard at it this week, and I've now got a long list of things that are going to be in it. However, I do not know what order they are going to appear. So that's the plan for tonight, to like the 3-page Word document of this is going to happen, this is going to happen, it's going to be awesome. It's just got to become an order that leads to an ending. So that's the plan for me. How about you, Alex? Where are you at? What are you working on?
Yeah. So World Book Week happened. That was the thing. And everything went crazy. I haven't got any writing done in a little while, so I was very pleased that I could come and join the gang today. So I'm going to be working on some rules for vampires. So yes, I'm excited.
Vampires, please. Yeah, World Book Week was not successful for me. I don't have particularly any time to do school visits, but I was like, I'm going to do one on World Book Day. I'm going to do one. I got asked to do a few, decided to do one. Was so ill that I had to cancel the school, and I felt so bad. I did give them warning, but I had like no voice 2 days before, and I'd said, I'm sorry, but can we rearrange? And they said yes, so thank goodness. So
that's good though that you managed to reschedule.
So, I mean, they didn't want completely ill me. I could have dragged myself there, not able to speak, and on death's door, and it wouldn't have been fun for anyone. So I didn't go to work the day before either. So it just, I could tell it was going to be a recipe for disaster. But I'm glad you had a good one. It looked lovely on your social media. I enjoyed seeing all your happy face every day doing something different, some different fun thing.
Oh gosh, some of the pictures of me that the teachers have taken. Oh gosh. You know when you look, guys. Oh my God. You know when you look at a photo of yourself and you're like, oh no, is that what I look like?
Yes, and no, it's not what you look like, probably, because they probably catch you in the middle of being really animated, and you're doing something hilarious and entertaining at the greatest time, but it's not what you don't.
There's one in particular. It was very, very early on. It was that first event on the Monday of Book Week. I am mid-prance across the stage, and for some reason, I look like I should be in Hocus Pocus. Like I'm making like this sort of face, and the light is like shining on me. It was bad. It was really bad, you guys. I don't know what happened. And I also kind of look like I'm mid-transformation into a T-Rex. So yeah, but I had a lovely time.
I mean, you're just making it sound better and better. I think
we're all going to go on your social media now.
You're going to hunt this picture down. New profile.
No. I feel like it should be a reaction image, like when something outrageous happens. Just the
my friend had
with the teeth and the arms.
A teacher took a picture of my friend leaning over a kid's desk that was just her bottom, basically. On social media. It's like, I get the fact, she was helping a child. It's fine. Luckily, Marie found it really funny. And she does like amazing. If anybody needs a book event, Marie Basting is excellent at doing like events for kids' books. Yeah, just an unfortunate post. And then the teacher didn't think anything of just sticking it on the internet.
No, they never do. They never do.
I've had that kind of face ones and the really emphatic, like double hands in the air. That it's just a fleeting moment in time. You would never pose for a picture like that. It's just something you've moved through that you're immortalized forever as a. Yeah, I had that. My local college did that, so they put it across all their different like local authority collegey stuff. I was like, oh, thanks. That's the picture of me, the double chin. Yeah, I think vampire mid-transformation is generally what I do, like the big eyebrows and yeah. So how about you? Yeah. So Rosie, are you pushing on through 1672?
I am. I've got a few days left. It is still completely chaos. It's probably just as much chaos as it was the last time we sprinted, but I have since gone through and like smoothed out a whole load of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I've got options. I can try and I've just been at work all day at the bookshop, so I'm quite tired. So I was like, I'm like, do I try and tackle a kind of action scene? Or do I try and do something a bit easier that happens later and go back? But the thing is, the action scene's kind of pivotal, but then I have to make decisions. And I feel like I might be too tired to make decisions. So I think I'm going to read through some of the next chapters and just see what needs doing. And I'll do what I can, but I might end up just making myself like a proper to-do list for tomorrow when I have a bit more energy. But tomorrow is like my last official full writing day before my deadline. And I just, yeah, it's not going to be done. But my editor and I have had a lovely Zoom where she knows what's happening. She's accepted the chaos. She's embraced
Good.
it.
Good.
But I just want to try and get as much as I can on the page to send to her. So yeah, it still hasn't got an ending written down. That's fun. I know what happens though, but
yeah, I mean, at least you know though. You're further along than me. I don't know. And I think editors do expect. I know I have friends who've written like whole extended scenes that just say this is what's going to happen in the scene. However, I've not written it for you, and they send that to editors. So I think they're quite used to it. It's just it's a work in progress. It's an early stage of the process. So, and you're used to with 16 Souls, it was basically done when Scholastic got it, wasn't it? So
yeah, it was done.
This is the difference.
They did copy, like they did a few copy edits. And I think that's partly my problem is I'm not used to having to write a full draft and be like, here you go, you can edit that. I'm used to giving them like a finished book. So at the moment I have 50,000 words of like quite polished prose, and then I have a few fragmentary scenes and then nothing. I know what's happening. I just can't not write it to the polished stage. So I essentially just have like a third of a book that doesn't exist, and then the other third of the bit exists in fragments, and I need to piece that together as quickly as I can. And I love what I have. It's just chaos. So I'm like a baby author. I'm still learning my process. Like this is the third book I've ever written, and I wrote one to teach myself how to write. It took 2 years, and then kind of haven't done anything with it. And then 16 Souls, and now this. So I really am not. I'm just a baby. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think we all are. I think I still feel like completely a work in progress. Writing the third one isn't any easier. In fact, it's harder than writing the first one because I've got less time and breathing room. And I think that the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome's only got worse as I've gone on, because I think the more expectations you have, the further you've got to fall on your bottom. So speaking of bottoms, I feel like that crash down is imminent, when every time I pick up the laptop. So it's very scary. How about you, Ashlyn? Are you at a similar kind of chaos still? I think last time we spoke, you were embracing the sort of chaos that Rosie and I are dealing with at the moment as well.
I'm embracing the chaos. Yeah, I have a full draft done of this. I think I've told you that, Amy, but yeah, Rosie, I've got a full draft done of this that is completely different to what I'm writing now. So I have chunks that I'm going to at some point be able to go back and pull back from the old draft and rework them a little bit and smooth them out. But right now it feels like I'm in a very messy stage. I want to get 2,000 words done tonight, and I do have a really pressing deadline to get this to my agent. So it's just going to be like, I don't know. I think I thrive on deadlines. Like it's coming. I hope I thrive on deadlines. I really hope I thrive on deadlines.
You do. We can say this with certainty. You're going to write 2,000 words tonight. In fact, you may write more.
Yeah, I think so. My husband was complaining to him the other day, like, I feel like I've wasted months writing and rewriting and trying to get my head right, but now I know where I am. And he's like, well, you know where you are now, so how is all that time you spent figuring it out actually time wasted? It's not.
It isn't. Yeah,
like,
agreed.
Yeah,
very wise.
He is. He's very wise. I'm still recovering after the World Book Day fun as well. I was at a festival in Ennis, and they took one of those pictures of me.
Wow!
Oh my! That picture of me. I look like whatever I'm doing, I'm sure I'm explaining something that my characters are doing. And I'm like, and they're like, ooh, but I literally look like I'm like 5 Guinnesses in at the back of a pub, mid folk song at a trad session or something like that. And tagged me and posted it, obviously. But yes.
I feel your pain, Ashley.
And I know is
bringing up Charlie saying that we're doing amazing, and I think that we are. And Sharon, I mean, it's so lovely that people say that. And I think that we've got to remember that people see the end product of all these labours as well, and all the kind of doubt and difficulty and moments where you've written a whole chunk of book or whole book that you're going to throw out the window. Like, that's all part of the process. Like Annalise Avery was saying on her TikTok the other day, how she writes a whole book, deletes it, and then writes the book. And I was like, she deletes it, and then because she gets to know it in her head, deletes that after writing 70,000 words or whatever, and then sits and writes her first draft. And I'm like, wow, but then she writes beautiful books, and that is her process. So who are we to question all of this? And this might be a good moment to go to a sprint. We are now psyched up. We're all at a similar point of we really need to get some stuff done. I think Alex is probably having the most fun because you're not under like a deadline with this one, are you? And that's maybe the key, that
That's it. I'm just having a lovely time. Just had a cup of tea delivered. I'm going to have a very peaceful time. Might listen to some Enya. I might put a face mask on, and
I'd love it if you put a face mask on.
Please do.
We just want Alex
you guys, you
sleepover.
can tell me to F off. That's fine.
No, we love you. And I love that you're having like a passion project moment, because there's so little time for those. Like, if you've got a minute, you know, go for it. I'm going to mark where we got up to in the comments and then come back to it afterwards. So let us know. Charlie has said that she wants to be distracted, so ask for book recommendations. We've got Rosie here as well, who's author extraordinaire but also bookseller, so you can task Rosie with recommending some stuff too. I mean, I feel like the rest of us can give some good vampire and werewolf recommendations probably, and a few other things. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you want book recs, if you want to tell us what you're reading, writing, or doing. We'll do 40 minutes. If we still have the energy at the end, another 30 minutes sprint to finish. And I think that's about it. So we will put on Pomodoro Kitty, and we'll see you on the other side. Hi everyone. Hope the camera won't make you jump too much. So let me mute everybody. So, how did we all do? There's quite a few comments, but I'll check with people on screen first. How did you get on, Alex?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can I just double check?
Yes. Yeah, you're fine.
You can hear me okay, that's all right. Sorry, Rosie, last time I did this, I was like rattling on and then it turns out that my mic was muted. Yeah, I've had a lovely time. I felt very relaxed.
Oh, that's nice for you.
I've munched on some biscuits. Yeah, I feel like I've done all right. I've done a decent chunk, but I'm still kind of finding my feet with it. So we'll see how it goes. Happy so far.
Yeah, that sounds really lovely. I felt a bit more like frantic of going through all the notes and trying to put them in some semblance of order, but I've done a section and it's just, I know what some of the big things are, but I just don't know how to get to them yet. So I'm kind of trying to figure out a sequence of events as opposed to just big thing, another big thing, another big thing. They all need to kind of connect and progress onwards. So I'm getting there, just feeling that slight undercurrent of panic, which I'm sure will propel me to great things, hopefully. How about you, Rosie? How did that go?
Yeah, it went okay. I read through a couple of chapters and I started kind of tightening up one of them, and then realized that that is a bigger job than I can handle right now because I am almost falling asleep. I might have to duck out now and actually just go to bed.
Do it whenever you need to. Don't feel you have to stay for us.
Chronic fatigue and have not napped today, so I'm just like barely holding on. But I did manage to get. I'm just basically writing loads of notes in the margins for things for me to change and have a look at tomorrow when I'm feeling a bit fresher. So just like, oh, wouldn't he be thinking this here and that should move there? So I marked up a couple of chapters with that. So that's actually pretty good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with getting something done. You know.
Yeah, you're at that difficult point of kind of feeling like you've got everything to do and like it's prioritizing now, isn't it? And thinking, what do you need to do before you're ready to seize it?
Yeah, and I just
going with
that she's not like, and we had a chat about this, and she's fine with it. She is gonna get half a book that's like, or just over half a book that's pretty tight, and then a very very detailed outline of this like last part. But yeah, that's what it is.
That sounds fine. And yeah, and that's the thing. She said it's okay, so it is okay. So no worrying about it.
She's feeling good about it, so yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Nice. How did you get on, Ashlyn?
Not as well as I wanted. I got 500 words written, and I also just got completely ambushed by my cat.
I did notice the cat. I'm really jealous.
She's incredibly cute, and she just wouldn't stop climbing up on me. So I was kind of. This is why I'm glad I learned to touch type actually when I was in school, because she was like there and I was typing around her. Which was possible, but it was slower going for sure.
I mean, 500 words is really good. I think that you'll accelerate as well. I tend to find the first one is a bit of a kind of getting into it and figuring out what you're actually going to do for the night, and then
yeah, I
know
you're right.
You'll crank out 1,000 in the next one, I'm sure. As long as the cat.
I'll probably keep writing after the sprint as well. I usually do because I'll get the momentum going. And my brain works better late at night.
All right.
So,
Night owl.
Yeah, which is great when you've got tiny kids, isn't it? Who wake you up like it hilarious anyway. But yeah, so if I don't get my 2,000 words done during the sprint, I think I'll probably just keep going and do it. But yeah, I'm happy with 500 words, given that Sylvie was completely trying to steal the show here.
Well, if you don't get it done in the next one, you can continue to blame your cat. So all is fine, I think. You know, you have writing and you have a good excuse if it doesn't go well. So all will work. There's a lot going on in the comments. Oh my goodness! Like people are having some proper chat. So let's get to it. Main character who's an asshole. How do we make people still like them? Does anybody have any suggestions for this? I feel like Ashlyn, you're good at writing kind of complicated people. Do you have any advice in this? So far, like I think Mina's really likable, so I can't really offer too much in that regard.
Like I think when I write bad characters, like I wrote I read a version of Othello where Iago was entirely the main character and was very likable because he was awful, but he just spoke to the audience the whole time and sort of brought them in on the joke and was like, so if the reader is kind of in on the meanness of it, and can be entertained, then that's a good way of doing it. That's what a lot of, make them entertaining. They don't have to be nice to be enjoyable. You don't necessarily have to like them to enjoy reading them, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was just thinking of stuff like Dexter and You, as you were talking about that. Like, you kind of want them to succeed up to a point. Like, Dexter is at one point the killer that they're looking for, and you're like, please don't catch him. We love him. And he's
yeah. There's a difference, isn't there, between unlikability and and a character who is bad.
Yeah, and I think watching that source material is good.
But I've got nothing more intelligent to say other than that. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's all good.
Actually, you've reminded me, you and Amy have reminded me, in You, one of the things they did in the particularly the first two seasons, is just give him a kid, like not his kid, but there was a kid that he was nice to, and then you were like, you immediately took to him because he was like,
yes.
Was like,
that's the
he's looking after Jenna Ortega, so how awful can he really be?
Yes.
No one is like a
puppy.
Awful person. And also, I think you don't have to make a character likable. You just have to make them interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you can read watch a story about somebody who's absolutely deplorable, but if you're invested in whatever they're dealing with, then it's fine. So you don't actually necessarily have to be likable. They can be horrible and awful. But yes, you can create sympathetic moments by having them, like, maybe they love a cat. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe they love a houseplant. I read a book where somebody was awful, but they like nurtured this little houseplant, and you were like really invested in their houseplant. It was completely weird, but it worked. So that can work as well to kind of balance out there. Yeah.
I like it. Excellent advice. And as you're talking, I'm like trying to think of characters off the hoof and thinking, I'm going to use that. So thank you for that advice, everyone. I hope that helps. There seems to be Charlie giving people some recommendations. Let's see what Charlie's saying.
No,
looks of a character called Harold. That is so specific. I'll go through and see if Charlie got there. A fantasy with zero romance, just drama and death. That sounds good. Or if anyone wants to help Hannah out, name for protagonist brother, because she loves both names, and it's currently 19 votes for each. So jump on hands.
One of them was Kish. One of the names was Kish, and the other one was Bram, I think.
Bram.
For a big brother type.
Kit and Bram. Yeah, it says so. Somebody asked slow down, and Kit and Bram.
Oh, I like Bram. I mean, Kit's good, but I like Bram. I'm team Bram.
I like Bram.
Anybody on screen have any strong?
See, I've got a Kit in my book, and he's not very big brotherly, and he's got he's short curly hair. So in my head now, this is what a Kit looks like. So he must be a Bram. I think I also like Bram. I like Bram can either be kind of edgy or soft, I think.
How about you, Alex? Do you have a Kit or Bram preference?
Well, I am team Bram.
Okay.
I feel like
we've spoken, all of us.
The council has spoken.
Yes, we have. We've decided and deliberated. Sorry, Alex, you were going to say something more intelligent than me. Go for it.
No, it's gone out. It leaked out of my ear, and it's just.
I'm sorry. I just had to say that we are the deciding force, and I think we've decided on Bram. So,
and it's done deal.
It's interesting, isn't it? Character names. Sometimes they come to you straight away, and sometimes you spend ages thinking about them, and it can give you a really strong reaction, like Kit or Bram. I instantly was like Bram.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I don't know, the other one just didn't do anything for me in that moment. That was my instinct. And people in the comments seem to agree with us. Bram. Charlie's thinking of YA and adult Rex for Sharon. Bram is a bad boy in Charlie's book. Christopher and Bramwell, I feel like. Yeah, I'm still Bramwell. I think Bramwell sounds quite book smart. I feel like Bramwell would sit in the library with his glasses on and have a nice time reading.
But well, Topher can be quite good, short for Christopher.
Yeah. Charlie has done well with her books as well. Bram, we think, is a bad boy name overall. Oh, I've just received a copy of that. It's like a found footage, ghosty story. People going
Ooh.
to a haunted
Oh,
place, going through found footage. It sounds really good. Lots of people are talking about it on HorrorTube at the minute. Nicole is liking it, so I'm excited about that. Hall of Smoke. Nora Anthem is a priestess warrior who serves the goddess of war, revenge, murder, and fighting. Yes, that sounds fun. I'm glad you're enjoying that. When something's been on TV out ages, it can go either way, can't it? You can either love it or then be a bit over it. Awesome. Mistborn trilogy. Is fifth season? Is that the Bone season series or is that something else?
No, 5th season is M.K. Jemisin's Broken Earth series, which does have. It has, romance isn't the right word. It has relationships, but they're not really written as romances per se. They're quite complex and they're really well done. And the book will break your heart in the first 10 pages. It's
God,
it's a brutal series, but it's really good. But
I
romance is not at all.
Sorry, Rosie. Even I knew you'd be able to help out there with Charlie's recommendation, Rosie. I'm getting tired too. Can you tell? The brain leakage is happening with me as well, Alex. It's catching quick. Ashlyn and Rosie run. 2 pages storyboarding done. Excellent. The main conflict. Yeah, I know what that is. I just need the middle of the book. Excellent. I'm glad Sharon is happy. As always, Charlie makes some happy readers. Harold books. That is so difficult. I kind of want to know why we need a Harold. Make them hot. Give a backstory that makes sense. Make them hot actually is a good call for a villain, isn't it? Like, think of your Damon, Eric's, like Spike's kind of hotness. The hotter they are, like the more evil they can be, maybe. Especially if they're a vampire. Maybe that's what you should do. Make them a vampire.
If in doubt, make them undead.
Yes.
I approve.
Excellent.
Works for me.
Okay, good. So, being that some of us are starting to feel leaky brain creeping in, let's do another sprint, see if we can get me and Alex through the next one still awake. Rosie, are you going to head out? Or
I'm going to duck out. I might try and do a bit more writing later, but I'm going to get ready for bed. And otherwise I was like, I'm going to fall asleep on camera. I'm just going to fall asleep. I'm going to be like, Rosie's sleeping for the rest of this. That's nice. So I'm going to, just in case I do, because I will just kind of pass out. So when it just kind of hits, I'm like, it's like a wave of exhaustion. And I just have to be unconscious. And I was like, as much as hilarious it would be, probably don't want to do that on camera. So I am going to duck out. But good luck with the rest of the sprint.
Thanks for joining us, Rosie.
Take care of yourself, Rosie. Lovely to
and I
meet
will
you.
be back another time and hopefully be more productive.
Please do. And I'm actually going to be writing in evenings for the next few. So let me know if you want a buddy to message with on Instagram and we'll do that again.
Will do.
Okay, night, Rosie.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Okay, so we are down to 3. Let's see if the 3 of us. Alex is going to be the next one to fall asleep on camera. Log.
Nope, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm awake.
We can do this. You're probably going to see me talking a lot because I've been listening to my husband talk through some plot stuff because I feel like as soon as I've got a sounding board to bounce things off, he's really good at thinking of stuff too. But I think sometimes saying it out loud, I can work through a few kinks that are happening in my brain at the minute. So I'm going to be talking to the side of myself because you won't want to be on camera, I don't think. So I will just be talking this way for the majority. So Ashlyn and Alex, I'm presuming you're both going for words in this next one?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
We can do it.
Wishing
do
you
it, Ashley.
all the words. Good luck. We will rejoin the people in the comments. Thank you, Charlie, for all the recs. As usual, living up to expectations and making people happy with your book ideas. So let's see 40 more minutes and we will get back together on the other side. Bye. Hello, how did we do? Just unmute everybody. Oh, how'd it go, Ashlyn?
Oh, hi. Okay. I got another 450 words done, so not quite.
Cool. Yeah, nearly 1,000 though.
Yeah, and it's probably I think I wrote more. I'm looking at my word count on my document, and I had some like notes to myself that I deleted. So I'll call it 1,000. I'd say I deleted the notes and brought. Yeah, I've written 1,000 words now so far.
I totally count notes. Quite often I write loads of waffle about what I want to write the next day, and I count that in my word count, even though I know I will instantly delete it. But
yeah,
anything you can do to push yourself towards that end goal, like you're 1,000 words closer tonight. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Those
Well,
notes are kind of like a. Sorry, Ashlyn, go on.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say I had the notes from earlier today. I'd written them up, so I was looking at them, including them in my word count, and I deleted them this time. So like there's words that I deleted, and I'm 450 words up on where I was ish. So I would say I wrote more than 500 words because the words from the notes got deleted, you know. So yeah, around 1,000, yeah. Which is good.
That is brilliant. I was just going to say that you know, those notes are kind of like a gift from past Ashlyn to future Ashlyn. So I think that you should definitely count them, and you should, Amy, as well, in your word count, because you've earned them.
Yes, they tend to be the like really hard drawn out ones as well, because you have to really think about, you can't just waffle on and write the actual story. This is the plot that you are going to have to turn into narrative. I find waffling through narrative quite merry, but thinking of a plot is like, oh, that's the hard bit. That's where I am. I'm getting there though. I did think of some plot things and figure out what mystery my characters are trying to solve. So that's good. I knew kind of what the mysteries were, but I didn't know who was going to solve each one. So that's quite nice that I know what everybody's doing with their time now and who's trying to stop which baddie and stuff. So that was fun. I think I figured stuff out, and I've kind of thrown some interesting characters together. So I think there's going to be some fun character dynamics that I've not really explored before. So it will be nice. I just need to figure out where all the kissing's going to go, and I'll be fine. Lack of kissing so far.
Ew.
I'm really sorry. I know in middle grade books that is the very last thing you want to hear about, Alex, but yeah, I know. Have you been trained as a middle grade author to just think that you just cannot go there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there is any kissing at all in Rules for Vampires. I think at one point Lord Dietmar, Leo's dad, tries to kiss Lady Sieglinde on the cheek, and she's just not having it.
Yeah.
But I think that's about as far as we go. They are married, but she just doesn't like him at all. She doesn't really like anybody, but no, I do love Lady Sieglinde. I've been writing Sieglinde today.
She likes herself a lot. Like, she likes one person, right?
Yeah, would you like to see a picture of her, actually? I've been if you can you
oh
see
wow,
that?
look at her. Yeah.
She's very opulent. She's kind of got like a feather boa moment going on there. That's Sarah Ogilvy's drawing. Fantastic illustrator. But I was just looking at this picture for my my scene that I was writing just now. The grand entrance of Sieglinde in this new book. I had to make sure that I get her right because she is one of my faves. She's the big bad.
How amazing that you have her like there. You have the image of her to kind of stimulate that thinking, because the amount of times I'm like, what do they look like again? Like, I remember a few things I said about Jared, but like, is he broad? Is he skinny? Like, and I have to go back and look at my own stuff that I wrote. It's really bad.
He's hot. He hotted hotly. That's all you need to.
Well, I feel like that's all I want to write, and I've just got to force myself to write a bit more, because I assume people have read the other books if they're reading the third one. But I know you've got to do that. You've still got to put that description in there, and it's not. I think I can see them so vividly that I don't remember always that I've got to actually describe them for people who aren't in my brain.
Yes.
But good. I think we're all on a good footing. Like, so did you get many words done, Alex, in your Sieglinde moment?
So let me see. No, not very many. Although I went back and kind of tweaked a few things
Yeah.
a little bit earlier on, so I might have done like a bit of an Ashlyn and done some deleting and retweaking. But I think that for the next sprint, I'm at a point where I'm happier to kind of run with it a little bit
Yeah.
more. There's always a lot of back and forth in the beginning. I don't know if you guys get that, where you're sort of finding your footing, and then you get to
Yeah.
a point where you feel confident. I
Yeah.
think because I've been working on a different project to this for the last couple of months, trying to inhabit this world again. I just want to make sure that I really have a good grasp, especially on the characters that aren't, that aren't Leo, because I feel like I know Leo inside and out, but everyone else, it's kind of like, well, who are you?
I'm
What
exactly
do
what
you
you
look
are.
like? Why are you here? If
Yeah,
it's
I
Leo and Minna, I can just look at the
Yeah.
screen here and I've got them.
Yeah.
I've got them there, but everyone else, I don't know.
I had months of not being in this world, and then I'm back in it, and it does take a little bit of time. Yeah, and I just said to Kev, there's a lot of scenes where the characters are just at the minute telling each other, like updating each other on what's happened. I'm like, I think that's just me updating myself about what's happened.
Exposition. Oh gosh, I love it. I love it in like TV shows and things where they just like tell each other. Like when someone will be like to their sibling, oh come on, I'm your sister,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, you're telling us. That's exposition. I love it. It's so
The best
funny.
series for that. I don't know whether you're Vampire Diaries fans, you two, but the Vampire Diaries is so good for that because it's such a complicated plot. Like, and Elena at the beginning of every episode's like, oh, I've been having such a bad week. I just can't choose between Damon and Stefan. And actually, Matt's been having a bad time too. Let me just remind you what Matt's been doing. And like, she just like casually tells you the plot. So
That's
I think
brilliant.
I think I do a little bit of that channeling Elena Gilbert. But this is the early stages of writing, isn't it? You do take that stuff out, but I feel myself writing it at the minute. Like,
Yeah, and you have to though. For the thing is, for a sequel, you have it. It has to be accessible for new readers, but at the same time, you need to acknowledge what's come before if it is, in a sequence. So I think that is part of what makes writing a sequel so difficult.
Yeah.
Sort of striking that balance between old readers and new readers. I've been trying to explain this on all throughout World Book Week, this sort of second bookitis and third bookitis thing. And, the kids are like, it's fine, it's easy, just write it like you wrote the first one. And I'm like, no, that's not, come on now. I wish it were as easy as they expected it to be.
Yeah, and that wasn't easy either. But for the second one, it's even harder.
Why can't we do like just like a couple of pages at the start, like they do on TV shows to recap in the new season? Previously on Mina.
Oh yes, yeah.
Can't Giles just like read a voice
previously on Big Bad Me?
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Previously in Rules for Vampires, and then everyone's caught up.
Yeah, yeah. Lady Sieglinde nearly destroys the world. I would love it if we could have that. That would be great.
I did in the end in Mina too. I felt quite good about the trickling in of information because I did debate that having like a summary thing, but I've never seen it in a book and enjoyed it and felt satisfied. I think I'm more satisfied when the author skillfully reminds me of the stuff that happened. So I kind of wanted to try and skillfully remind, but I'm finding it harder in this one because I've got to skillfully remind of like 150,000 words or something like worth of knowledge.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to remind people who was evil, who's dead, and then move on. That's where I've gone with it. Like, that's the important things you need to know. Evil and dead. Sometimes both. Sometimes they did both of the things. They were evil and then they died, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to see what the comments people are saying. Yeah, I mean, I guess I called that one. The villain is a vampire.
Excellent.
I think, yeah, Morally Grey is very fun. I think all the characters that I mentioned, like, say, the Damons, like, he goes from being the love interest to snapping the little brother's neck and not being sorry. So I like that's not actually very morally grey, is it? That's pretty evil. But yeah, on Vampire Scale, that's pretty. Just
I love the changes when you're talking about vampires. I mean, it's like it snaps little brother's neck. It's a bit of a no-no, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
maybe he had it coming.
And he survives it because he's got some sort of power. Like, again, and Vampire Diaries, that's what I love. Like, everybody can survive death, and it's okay because they had some supernatural, predetermined power that had been passed on by a relative they didn't know they had. Just convenient. I wish I'd put more of that into my mythology. It'd be so helpful. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Harold, I really need to know. Kirsty, why do you need a
Mythical
Harold?
Harold. This is bothering me now, Kirsty. I need to know. Has Charlie sorted this out yet? Because we need to know.
Yes,
That's cute.
that's a cute little picture book. Yeah, we have that.
The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. Whoa, Charlie, you've done it again. Side Harold, just a side of Harold. That sounds a bit vampire-y, like Harold's been served like rare
A
Harold.
sprinkling of Harold. We've got the sprinkling again going on.
Oh dear, which Harold bits are we referring to? This is where my brain's going, Alex. Like,
Oh no,
really sorry. Okay.
that's not very middle grade.
No, I was just thinking that. Like, fingers would be middle grade, wouldn't it? Or something
Amy.
like that. How do you know that that's supposed to? I wasn't talking about anything. Really bad.
I mean, does it have to be a book, Kirsty? Because there's Harold Pinter. If you're talking about it, could also be the writer. Harold Pinter is pretty well known. If you just want to reference a literary Harold.
Why though, Kirsty? Why? Tell us. Yeah, I mean, Charlie, you've now got a new purpose in your life. Keep us updated on how it goes. Hi, thank you for joining us. Vet assistant program. That sounds so cool.
Wow.
Kiss of Deception. Is that Maria V. Snyder, YA? Am I totally off the... Remind me what that is, because that sounds so familiar. I feel like I might have read it. Charlie, tell us, what is it? I can't remember. I even dreamed yesterday the name appeared in something else. You just reading. This must be really important. Kirsty, what's the Harold thing about? Okay. An exercise about the protagonist, antagonist talking. Okay. Is this to do with Harold, though? What did they do on Buffy episode?
Previously ons.
Oh, previously ons, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Well,
I do think Anthony Head's voice explaining it in soothing, like, fake, sort of real British, but fake British accent will be fine. Yeah.
Isn't Hank Pym's name Harold?
Who, sorry?
Hank Pym in Ant-Man, and therefore in the Marvel universe, and therefore in the comics, and therefore probably in a Marvel book.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know Ant-Man well enough for that. All I remember is Paul Rudd's is funny. Goes big, goes small. That's my Ant-Man collection.
So that's a pretty good description of Ant-Man. Goes big, goes
Alex,
small.
you've got a thinking face on. What are you thinking?
I'm just trying to remember. This is my face when I'm trying to cast my mind back.
I could see the cogs turning.
Oh, he's Henry. He's Henry.
Oh, Henry, disappointing.
Going at.
Hi, Lizzie. Oh, I hope it went well. We are, thank you. I thought it said still alive then. I misread. We are still live and alive. We haven't done Zoom murder mystery style yet. You know. It's the toddler or the husband in my house. There isn't really any other potential culprits. Oh, cozy Rex are nice. I'm craving coziness at the minute. After reading like all the True Blood books last year, it's kind of spoiled me, and all I want to read is cozy mysteries. Okay, reading challenge prompt, got it. You need a Harold. That is important. You need to tick that off. So I hope that the picture book and the Charlie Rec have done that for you. Author would also work, so Harold Pinter might do the trick. You're still reading Isaac and the Egg. How is it? Because I'm so intrigued by the fact that is literary fiction and not a picture book. I just don't understand. To me, that was like pure child looking after a little egg picture book, but apparently not. My fantasy. That's obviously where I've heard it. I haven't read it then. Is it by Maria V. Snyder? So that's obviously, it's just seeded in my brain now. I need to watch that again, Charlie. I watched it and went, these all sound good. And then didn't write down any of the names, so instantly forgot. Oh, well, I'm glad you're loving it. And did you say there was an actual egg? Because I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a metaphor for something. Interesting. So let's do another 30 minutes. Are we both okay? Both still awake and alive?
Yes.
and all of the things. I don't know what I'm going to do in this 30 minutes. Normally I chill, but I'm like, I actually want to kind of carry on thinking stuff through. Now I'm actually getting somewhere. I might try and carry on plotting and reading bits of what I've written and stuff. So let's mark where we're up to in the comments. We'll do 30 minutes because, as ever, I can't cope in the last sprint. So let's go for 30, and we will see you in half an hour.
See you in a bit, guys. Good luck.
Bye. Hello, we're back.
Hello.
Feeling very sleepy now, if anybody's anything like me.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Very, very much so.
I've ended up, like Rosie said, that she had a scene that she thought she needed to rewrite because of other stuff happening. I think I'm going to go this weekend and do some edits, because part of the problem of the next bit is that I've kind of written myself in one direction. I think I need to just come back slightly into the direction. So I've just started working on that, and I feel quite good, calmer than at the beginning of the evening. So that's good. How about you, Ashlyn? How did you get on?
Good, calmer. Yeah, my word count has jumped by 6,500 since the start of the session. But that's because I've realized that, remember I was saying I had a whole draft and there's definitely bits that I can copy and paste in. So I got to a point I was like, oh, I've written this. So I
I'm going to have 6,500. I was like, hang on, wait, you read 5,000 in half an hour.
Did you not see the smoke coming off of Ashlyn's keyboard?
Yes. No, yeah, it's gone up by that. It's going to go back down again, and it's going to need editing and shifting around this a little bit. But yeah, I'm just kind of remembering I do have an awful lot of this written already. So not again, I'm calmer. I'm not in quite the same place that I was at the start of the evening.
I think sometimes you need that focus time, don't you, to go, actually, it's okay. Nobody panic. We've been here before. We'll be here again. All is well. Alex, you looked like you had an excellent time with your pup at one point. But
I did. I finished my chapter and got distracted. Yes, I've managed to finish my chapter, so I'm quite happy with that. And it means that I'm at a point where I can move forward now. So I'm quite happy. You know, sometimes you just need to get over those little obstacles, whatever that may be, and then you're at a point where you can kind of write a little bit more freely. So I'm quite happy. Yes.
Productive evening. I think we all seem more calm now. There's a slight air of panic at the beginning of the evening, and now we're like, yeah, we can all do this again. We've come full circle. We remembered how to do it.
I hope enough people have stuck around to the end to see this kind of progression.
Yeah, I know. There still seems to be similar numbers to what we started with. So look, we're all fine. We can write books, honestly. All be well. It's all fine. And I really mean it this time, not just over a layer of panic. Okay, let's see how people in the comments are doing. Nice. Bloodmarked is one of those books that I've heard things about. I really need to read that. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure it's for me, Lizzie. It sounds like it could be like a really good read for the right person, but I think literary and grief sounds really hard. And I don't really do hard reading. I'm too tired when I read to read hard things. Let's see. Kirsty is... Yay! That's really good. Ooh, I'd like to know what Yellowface is like. Is that an early copy or is that a finished? Like, is it out yet? I don't know. I've totally lost track of publishing and time this year. I've heard really good things about it, though. It sounds interesting. I know it's about the publishing industry, isn't it? So I think I need to read it. It's by is it by the author of Babel? I always say that wrong. I don't know which is correct. I think it's their next book. Yay! That's great, Charlie. Please tell us which ones you need to read. Oh, we need to know more about Yellowface. Yes, we can do it. We can do it. You had faith in us. NetGalley, Kirsty. I'm going to look. Although help, because my NetGalley numbers are not good. I have many books on there that I have not read, and some I have. I need to look though. That sounds really good. I think we've probably got to a good point. I feel the ramble, so I'm going to try and stop it in its tracks and end the sprints there. Well, I'm still vaguely coherent. R.F. Wang, yeah, the author of Babel. Okay, cool. I think I might have pre-ordered it, so it'll arrive at some point and surprise me, no doubt, because I'll have forgotten by then. Yay! Charlie birthday coming up. I think, did I see you last year? Northern Way Lit Fest, I think, was around your birthday. I don't know if that's happening this year, actually. Okay, so maybe a good time to end. Thank you so much, you two, as ever, for keeping me going and smiling and just the rest of it. You're very motivating, lovely people. So I appreciate you dearly. I know lots of American people say that, and I've just said it for this time. I appreciate you. Just appreciate you. Full stop.
Aw.
Well, we appreciate you too,
And
Amy.
I appreciate that.
Not me, just that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My true colours come out now, Amy.
Yeah, I know. You've been sweet and lovely for weeks and weeks, and like slowly we're going to peel back the layers and realise that you are Siglinda underneath after all.
Yeah.
That is
God.
and
It's
I
not-
love spending time with you too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for rescuing that.
You're so
Ooh.
sweet, Ashlyn. I love that little, that little injection of love at the end.
Oh, good night. Thanks, everybody. I really love chatting to people in
So
the sprint.
much.
It's been lovely. Hearing about all people's writing that they're working on as well. There seems to be a lot of vampires around, which I'm happy about.
Yes.
Night, Charlie. Thank you, as always, for being here.
Good night.
I will be here next week and probably till the end of time writing my books, reading other people's books occasionally. So yeah, please come and stop by next week. I've got a really fun interview this weekend lined up with Suzanne Young, the author of In Nightfall, which is a loose Lost Boys retelling that comes out next month, I think, and is excellent, top notch. So that will be coming up soon. So look out for that. And yeah, I mean, we think you're just passable as well, Charlie, like tolerable.
You'll do, Charlie. You'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do, Charlie.
Yeah, we love Charlie as well. Joking
What a
here,
legend.
everyone. Just in case anybody's like, God, they're mean. Like, end broadcast. No, we love each other. We love Charlie all as well. And on that note, I think
Charlie's
we
been
will-
the most organised person, hasn't she? Really, out of all of us, Charlie has kept us going.
Charlie is like a guiding force in UKYA books. Like, she's there when we're writing them. She's there to recommend them. She's
like our
excellent.
Giles.
Yeah, you're passable. If I'm
You
passable, I
are
would
passable,
say
that's right.
yes, it's going to be a good one. I hope. I lined it up literally last year, but then realised that the book didn't come out till April, so I was like, maybe we shouldn't do it before anybody else has even heard of the book. So yeah, it is coming finally. Okay, so I will catch you all soon. Thank you for coming, and Ashlyn and Alex will no doubt be here soon. But thank you again, as always, you two, and we'll see you on the next sprint. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.